Just so y'all know, I'm probably about to mispronounce everything in this video, but it is what it is. So, as somebody that's not the biggest Bleach fan, I never loved it, but I never hated it. I've been watching 1000 Year Blood War. So good. This is so good. I'm in the middle of part 2 right now. And it came to my senses, and I was like, you know what? I think the Quincy's are some of the best, but they're some of the best villains. But the way the Quincy's fight, in my opinion, is so bitch made, bruh. What the Quincy's do, if you don't know what's going on in Bleach, the Quincy's are basically the other side of Soul Reapers. They kill Hollows, and yeah, Soul Reapers kill Hollows. I'm not going to go into the full lore of them, but Quincy's need to be killed, basically, because they're going to low Adolphy, if you catch my drift. But Quincy's are pulling up and trying to freaking kill Soul Reapers, and the way they fight is so annoying, bruh, but it makes them such good villains, because I don't really like any of them. I hate, like, every Quincy because of how they fight. So with Quincy's, they have their own basic abilities, no Zanpakuto or anything like that. They seemingly all should, I'm assuming, have their Quincy arrows, but all of them don't use it. They all have some special technique they can do, and then they have something called a Volstandig, which is like their, I guess you can say that's their Bankai, the way they use it. It's like their transformation that gives them a power boost and special effects, all this. But the thing about Quincy's is, they will take your best thing away from you. They fight Soul Reapers, and they literally had a device that steals your Bankai. Your strongest thing is just missing, and you have to fight them with your Shikai or just basic sword skills. And Kido, I guess. Which Kido we know barely gets used. And against these enemies, Kido wouldn't really do shit. So, trying to fight them, and then they can, some of them can just amp it up, like Basby, without going into a Volstandig, can literally just beam your ass. He can literally just fire, he can literally just shoot fire out of his fingers, and he can concentrate the fire if he needs to make it even stronger by shooting it out of one finger. And I'm like, yo, and that's just his, I think it's called Shrift, which is what their letters are based on. So if it's H is the heat or V the visionary, you have people like Grimmy, the biggest fumble I've ever, I'm gonna talk about that in a different, I'm gonna talk about that one in a different video. I'm not gonna talk about Grimmy right now. But the Quincy's are cool to watch. It has been a long time since I felt this way about a villain. Usually, I enjoy a villain, and I like them a lot, or I'm indifferent to them. But Quincy's, there is nothing likable about them. Like, none of them, to me, are really cool looking. I guess there's some baddies out there, but I usually there's one I felt bad for, actually, and that was Bambietta. Everybody else, I was like, bruh, fuck all of y'all, especially Yuha, because it makes me mad that Head Captain, in my opinion, Head Captain Yamato, maybe it's because I didn't see Zero Squad yet, we'll see, but Head Captain Yamato is so, Yamamoto, I forgot his name, the Head Captain, or ex-Head Captain I should say, he is so wrong, but he always gets fucked over in his fights. Even in the original Bleach, when he had to fight against Eyes, and they created, was it Wonder Weiss? The freaking thing they created, literally to handle him, and now he gets to finally go all out. But, this was a plan all along, he had to hide the freaking real Yuha away, so he could sneak up on, I'm like, man, come on. And then he gets to the Bankai Stone, and he's still trying to fight, but he's not gonna beat this guy without his Bankai. It's like, y'all are so bitch made, but I get it, this is a war, so it makes sense that they fight this way. It just makes me so upset that I'm like, you get it's not fair. Basically, that's why I'm upset. It's nowhere near a fair fight, but honestly, it makes sense because this is straight up war from old ass fucked up history between the two. So, I get why. I'm glad that Urahara, I don't know if my Yuri's part, but I know Urahara. I'm glad they hollow-fied the freaking Bankai, so now they can't really keep them or use them, or they basically get infected. But Quincy's can't deal with hollows, like having the hollowification process, because apparently Quincy's don't have antibodies to deal with hollows. Which, I'm just glad there's something to try to give these captains their powers back, because this was absolute BS. If I had to say anything about the Quincy's is, I think almost all of them is interesting. Like, people like Basby, I didn't expect him to be around long. I thought Basby was gonna be gone really early on, honestly. He just seemed like a jobber, basically. Like that motherfucker from Pokemon. That's what he looks like. He looked like Sydney, I think it was his name. But I digress. Basby's a cool character. Freaking Bambietta was cool. Most of those girls were cool. You know, ooh, the pink hair one's a baddie. I felt the other one that they call a guy. Byakuya said so. I think it was Byakuya or was it Yumichika? Somebody said some wild shit to her. But I don't know, guy or girl, I don't know. But that character, I like the personality a bit, but it's like you go too far with it. Like abusing Bambietta's corpse was so fucking uncalled for. But it's interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am enjoying Bleach a lot more this time around than I did with the original. This has to be by far the best art. Surprisingly, Aizen isn't in it. Because Aizen I thought was a good villain all the way up until the end of the original Bleach. Because, bruh, he was so calculating. And, like, I love villains that think like that. Like, felt like he was so many steps ahead, so calculating. But looking at him now, like, not now, but looking at him at the end of the original Bleach, and seeing how he was just mad with power, I'm like, I guess this usually happens. But I thought Aizen would have been a little better. That was me putting my projections on him. That's why I feel that way about him. But I'm glad he's seemingly up to shit right now. I don't know what the hell he's doing while he's sealed, but he's up to something clearly when he's in that underground prison. But we'll see where it goes. I digress. Either way, fuck the Quincy's. All my homies hate the Quincy's. Fuck Uryu for seemingly ditching the group, but he wants to know what the fuck's going on and all this. All of that good shit. Quincy's always been lame. But I'm not gonna lie, the superstar, it was lit. The Miracle had a crazy ass ability. All of that shit. I just don't understand. I'm not gonna go into that. We'll make a separate video about that shit. But I got nothing else to say on them right now. Let me know if y'all think Quincy's are some real motherfuckers or some bitch asses. If you think they're real, don't talk to me ever again. But I got nothing else to say. True Kingsman, and I'm out.